A message to the neurotypical wives out there who suspect that their husband may be on the autism spectrum. Have you ever found yourself thinking, something is just different in my marriage and I can't quite put my finger on it? Maybe your spouse is brilliant, responsible, loyal, yet emotionally distant, hard to read, or easily overwhelmed. And maybe conflict feels one-sided. Maybe communication feels like two people speaking different languages. Okay, if so, you might be wondering whether autism spectrum disorder could be a part of the picture. So today I'm going to walk you through the subtle, often missed signs that your husband may be on the autism spectrum, or wife as the case may be, and how to mention this possibility without triggering defensiveness, shame, or shutdown. Now, this is going to be a compassionate, non-pathologizing guide because the goal is not to label your spouse. The goal is to understand each other better and build a marriage that actually works. Wouldn't that be something? Many adults with ASD level 1 go undiagnosed. They grew up in a time when quiet, quirky, smart, or independent kids slipped under the radar. And as adults, they often thrive in predictable routines, excel in specialized areas, love deeply, but struggle in neurotypical relationships. And their partners, often neurotypical, end up confused, lonely, or misunderstood, not realizing the communication styles are neurologically different, not intentional. So let's talk about what ASD can actually look like inside a marriage. Here are some telltale signs that your spouse may be on the autism spectrum. 1. Literal thinking and difficult reading between the lines. If your spouse often takes your words at face value and misses subtleties, hints, tone, or implied requests, this is classic ASD communication style. You say, "I'm cold," and what you mean is, "Can you close the window?" But your ASD spouse hears, "Oh, she's just reporting a temperature observation." 2. Emotional shutdown during conflict. How often have you lived that one? Arguments may trigger overwhelm. So instead of engaging, he may go silent, withdraw, or become rigid in his stance. We call that defensiveness. Now, this isn't avoidance, it's neurological overload. 3, intense focus on interest or routines. He may rely on predictable patterns, same food, same routes, same hobbies, same schedule, and when disrupted, he can become anxious or irritable even if he can't explain why. 4, social exhaustion and preference for solitude. Even if he loves you deeply, social gatherings may drain him. He might appear aloof or uninvolved, but internally he's managing sensory and social load. 5, difficulty expressing feelings despite having them. Your ASD spouse may feel love strongly, but show it indirectly through acts of service, problem solving, practical support, but emotional language may be limited, confusing, or uncomfortable. 6, sensory sensitivities. Noisy environments, bright lights, certain fabrics, or chaotic households may create tension or impatience, often misunderstood as moodiness. 7, a strong sense of fairness and logic. He may rely on facts over feelings. He values being right because predictability and consistency feel safe, and this can make emotional disagreements feel threatening or illogical to him. 8, difficulty with perspective taking, not because he's selfish, but because cognitive empathy is different. He may have trouble predicting how something might emotionally impact you unless you state it directly. 9, black and white thinking. Gray areas can cause anxiety, so what seems like stubbornness to you is often a need for clarity, structure, and certainty. 10, deep loyalty and low drama. While ASD can create challenges, many autistic partners are faithful, honest, dependable, protective, and deeply committed. They may not show love the way you, as the NT wife, expect, but he feels it intensely. Now, if several of these traits fit your spouse, you might be wondering, well, how do I bring this up without hurting him or embarrassing him or triggering defensiveness and so on? So let's look at a very compassionate roadmap. 1, do not start with the word autism. Start with the experience. So in other words, instead of saying, well, hey, I think you might be autistic, say something like, you know what, I've been learning about different communication and processing styles, and some descriptions feel familiar to our relationship. Would you be okay if we were to explore this together? So this keeps the focus on partnership, not diagnosis. 2, normalize the concept. Many ASD traits are strengths. And so you might say, you know what? Some people are wired to be steady, logical, and focused, and sometimes that comes with challenges in communication or emotional expression. I see a lot of those strengths in you. So this provides safety and dignity. You're leading with strengths here instead of weaknesses. 3, use I experience instead of you always. So avoid accusations, speak from your lived reality. Instead of saying, well, you never listen, say, yeah, sometimes when I'm trying to connect emotionally, I feel like we miss each other. I'd love for us to understand why that happens. So this involves curiosity instead of defense. Number 4, present ASD as a framework, not a flaw. You could say, you know what, understanding your wiring and mine could help us reduce misunderstandings and communicate in a way that works better for both of us. Now this shifts the focus towards solutions rather than throwing the past in one another's face. Number 5, empathize partnership over pathology. You could say, you know what, I'm not saying anything is wrong with you. I'm saying I want us to have a common language for understanding each other. So in this way, you're removing the potential for shame. Number 6, avoid armchair diagnosing. Instead of asserting, invite exploration. For example, some descriptions really sound like us. Would you be open to learning more together and seeing, what fits and what doesn't? This respects his autonomy. Number 7, offer strength-based examples. If ASD is framed as a problem, he's going to feel attacked. So balance the conversation, and you can say something like, your loyalty, your calmness, and your ability to solve problems under pressure are huge strengths. I think understanding your wiring would help both of us appreciate your strengths even more. So this strength-first framing is going to equate to lower defensiveness from him. Number 8, time the conversation wisely. Don't bring it up during conflict or stress or fatigue or overwhelm. Choose a quiet moment when both you and he have the capacity. Number 9, know his likely defensive responses and stay calm. Common reactions are going to include, are you calling me defective? Well, everyone's autistic these days. Or you're overthinking this. Okay, if this happens, don't react. Just respond gently. You could say, I'm not criticizing you. I'm trying to understand us better because I love you and I want our marriage to feel easier for the both of us. See how this is an us thing and a we thing rather than a you thing? The we statements and the us statements establish some safety, and defensiveness melts when safety is restored. Number 10, reinforce the goal. The ultimate purpose is not diagnosis. It's better communication, fewer misunderstandings, a more satisfying marriage, and less loneliness for you and him. So everything circles back to connection. Now, if you recognize your spouse in any of these signs, remember this is not about labeling him. It's about understanding him and understanding yourself too, so your relationship can become a place of safety, clarity, and emotional connection. Wouldn't that be great? If you'd like more videos on ASD and relationships, communication tools, or step-by-step frameworks for deeper connection, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And remember, better understanding leads to better partnership. You're not alone on this journey. Would you like to schedule a paid private coaching session? This will be in the form of a face-to-face Zoom call. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this Calendly link. If you click on that link, it'll open up my calendar. You can pick the available days and times that works for your schedule. You'll get a follow-up email immediately after purchasing a session that will have the Zoom link that coincides with the day and time that you picked. I will get an email too that you scheduled a session, and I will be available on that exact day and time, and we will talk. I look forward to working with you.